Alrighty, so I decided I'm going to try a new series. Playing a game that I have never played before. Or I've only played a couple hours of it, and that is Dragon Quest II for the NES. My Dragon Quest history is as follows. I have played and almost beaten Dragon Quest III for the NES, the Zombaro hard type, on 2 separate occasions, and I've started a few other playthroughs on it. I played about 4 or 5 hours of Dragon Quest IV for the NES. I've gotten about as far as Mina and Maya's scenario. I played some of Dragon Quest I like an hour before I got bored, because it's a fairly boring game. I've beaten Dragon Quest V, the Super Nintendo version. I've beaten Dragon Quest VI, the Super Nintendo version, and I've done a secondary playthrough of that game, and I've gotten like a third of the way through it or so. I've played about 20-25 hours of the 3DS remake of Dragon Quest VII. I found it to be way too easy. I've 75 to 80% have beaten Dragon Quest VIII, the mobile port version, which is for what it is, it's a good port. It's a good mobile port. It's well worth it if you don't have any other version to play, which is my bias, because it's the only version I've ever played. And I've gotten through like 75 to 80% through the way of Dragon Quest XI's for the Switch. I have never played Dragon Quest 9 or 10 to any capacity at all. So I figured I'd get around to playing Dragon Quest 2, because I've never played it. It's supposed to be a really grindy, heavy, really difficult game, and the linearity of it means I don't have to use my brain so much to micromanage a bunch of character building, of which I've admittedly become a little too addicted to. So, I'm at level 2 now, so we already skipped the intro cutscene. I've died a few times. I died just now, but I figured I don't want to have to reload save state again. I don't like using them, so I'm just going to lose half my gold. When I played this game, one other time on the NES version, I got as far as, I think I had just gotten the Prince of Canoff. So probably this entire first video is going to be like, I mostly know everything that's going on. It's not really going to be a blind playthrough, but everything else will be. Oh, already at level 3. Strength plus 5, that's great. That's a great roll. HP, well, it sucks. I got like 6 or 9 or something in my last one. All in all, that was a pretty good roll. I named myself after myself. I don't know if this game has stat rolls based on the name you choose, based on a formula like Dragon Quest I apparently does. I considered doing a challenge run for my first time playing this game. Can you beat this game using only Bilbo, which is the character I'm using now, his, I guess, standard canonical name? That'd be a little ridiculous. Let me play the game first. So what intrigued me to play this game, it's one of those situations where I've seen plenty of reviews on it. I've seen GC Positive's review on it. I've seen damn, we're probably gonna die here. I've seen Mr. Gentleman's review and analysis of the game. Yeah, we're toast. Yeah. And I've also seen, there's this one YouTuber whose name I can't remember, but he did a Dragon Quest VI review, and that review was surprisingly pretty good. And so I checked out his Dragon Quest 1 and 2 review, and I liked it. But the thing about Dragon Quest II is that everyone says the same things about the game, similar to how it's kind of like the Final Fantasy II of the series. But what people say about it is basically it's too grindy, the difficulty spikes are too high, it's bad design in the later stages, etc., etc. To the point where I almost can't believe it, and that's kind of why I want to play it for myself, just to see, is it really that bad, or do you guys just cannot, you guys just suck, you're casuals. But at the same time, I know it's like, because the game is so linear in what you can do, you can't choose your party members, you can't choose your abilities, you can't choose what is best equipment for them, which is already pretty linear because it's Dragon Quest. Can't choose what when they learn their abilities, so on and so forth. It's one of those situations where I feel like at the same time you kind of have to take people's word for it, because I mean they can't be wrong about something that like doesn't give you any options to do anything else. The game really just has to be as grind heavy and ridiculous as they make it out to be, because what can a player do differently? But I figured I'd give it a shot for myself. And I've been kind of itching for a JRPG grind. That would satisfy my needs. And I figured that this would be a very good way to make that happen. Maybe it's exactly what I need it to be. Or maybe my good luck will influence things. Maybe I'll get good rolls and I won't have to, with my level ups, and then I won't have to worry about it. Oh. I think we go this way. Okay then. We're gonna die. Again. Ouch. That's so cruel. If you like this series and you want to see more, just let me know, and I will consider doing not only more of this, but I may also record my playthrough of Dragon Quest IV and Dragon Quest III Hard Type. So the plan here, if we don't die, is to save up gold so we can buy better weapons. What I used to do, and what a friend of mine that I know who plays RPGs does, is we used to, because they were cheaper and easier to afford, we used to stock up on items like potions or medical herbs first, so that way you could grind longer and you could survive against enemies that would otherwise kill you. And that used to be a pretty good strategy for a long time, but I've realized through metagaming RPGs more, it really isn't. It's the basic bitch approach to metagaming RPGs, although it's what Cautious Hero does, funnily enough, if anyone's ever seen that. The reason is because First off, you can't use them in battle unless you're willing to sacrifice a turn to do so, which means that's one less turn you're getting damage in, and you're also running the risk of getting killed before you have a chance for that potion to go off. It requires, it also puts you in a position where you are spending the resource you just spent money to acquire. There's also space limitations depending on the game. Hold on, power is 5, HP plus 8. And it doesn't really help you kill anything faster, it just keeps you from dying. And there's always situations that you might not have the means to be able to use items for some reason, like maybe you're paralyzed or something. So what I used to do was use armor a lot. I used to upgrade armor. I figured, hey, if I can just survive longer, I can do more fights. And that makes sense because it's more expensive than items, but it's a one-time thing. You buy the upgraded armor or your shield or whatever once, and now it's an infinite resource effectively. You don't have to keep spending money to use it. You don't have to use a command to use it. Even if you're paralyzed or something, you can still tank damage. The downside to that is that if you get hit with like a status effect or something, then that defense won't really help you in the end. And so what I like to do is prioritize weapons because, yeah, it doesn't help with your survivability, but it allows you to kill things faster, which means less time for your opponent to do anything. Which means that you don't need defense. You don't need healing items because you killed the thing before it can kill you, and you don't have to worry about status effects because they can't use them. So it's the simple, I guess that you could argue that's the basic bitch method, but the simplest way of going through a challenge is really the best way. As long as you are properly aggro and you target your enemies right and you understand the systems, maybe using items or armor is better to prioritize if you don't know the game well. I know Dragon Quest mechanics well enough to know, like, I should probably prioritize just killing things faster. That requires me to save up gold, which is harder to do if I can't survive, especially since you lose half your gold when you die. And you have to consider whether or not to reset. It's one thing I really like about Dragon Quest's push-pull meta. So that's where we were. We're going south this way, I believe. I probably should have ran, but I think we can take them. Yeah. See, another example where, like, if you get, like, a preemptive attack, you're gonna want to be able to take advantage of that by killing something as quickly as you possibly can. I haven't bought any upgraded weapons or armor. I haven't bought anything yet, not even items. And odds are you can get heals either for cheap or for free through inns, so it's kind of like... We should... Damn, we're running a risk here. We are gonna die. And even though we lose money from dying, there's always a chance you'll die buying items anyway. So, like, you're still making progress with your stats. That is one thing I do like about Dragon Quest versus Final Fantasy, is that you're always making progress. You never may lose money, but you never truly lose anything that you aren't at least somewhat willing to part with. It's kind of like the real world allegory, where just like in the real world, you don't always get results when you lose money, but you always gain experience. You always get better. Can't get a heal here, so I'm gonna try to get to the town from over here, heal up, and by then we should be able to make it to wherever it is we're trying to get to. Well, we died. Well, that sucks. I'm not caving in, it's the principle of the matter. Now that I said all that, I'm definitely not buying any medical herbs. Really don't want to get poisoned. Really? Jesus, man. Relentless. So am I. I'm not even 100% sure if there's anything in that direction. I think that's where we're supposed to go. I know Prince of Canox sucks and all, but I mean, I would be really grateful for a second party member. I think that the evolution of the party system for Dragon Quest II compared to 1 was a bold but necessary move. But I like that they start you off with one party member who, his moveset is, at least at the beginning, identical to the heroes in Dragon Quest I's. And that sort of helps familiarize and introduce people back into what they already know. It's like, hey, this is like Dragon Quest I. And then it slowly evolves into something much bigger. As opposed to something like Final Fantasy II, where Final Fantasy II just explodes out the gate, and it's so vastly different than Final Fantasy I in terms of combat, in terms of tone, in terms of music and world. Everything about it is just so different. There's no transition for people who played Final Fantasy I at all. Not necessarily a bad thing, but something to definitely consider giving Dragon Quest II credit for. We will not make it, so. Oh, we were so close. Should have focused on the babble. Oh, god damn it, and we got poisoned. We're dead. At least we'll get a level up soon. Seriously. I would have at least liked to have seen if there was anything up there. Ugh. We died. I feel confident we'll make it this time. Because we're definitely going to level up here in a couple of battles. And I think once that happens, we'll be able to one-shot everything our way, so that we don't have to worry about getting completely fodderized. Yep. Power +2, reaction +6. Holy shit! So this, I assume this means we'll be able to move faster than the enemies a lot more often. Maximum HP +3. I say I assume because, you know, mechanics may differ a bit from Dragon Quest to Dragon Quest. I'm not 100% certain. Which is what makes sense to me, having, excuse me, played Dragon Quest 3. I really don't want to have to fight these guys. But at least we can one-shot them consistently. $20 gold pieces. Yeah, it took some resistance, but I'm glad that we went this route. Oops. Ouch. Completely obliterated us. I'm sure the viewer right now is like, come on, just buy some herbs. Do something. That I say nah. I'm brute forcing it. Oh, there's a bridge over there. Oof. So yeah, I'm definitely free XP. Damn it. Wow. You're gonna run out of MP sooner or later. If this was Final Fantasy II, my stats will be getting like jacked up right now. Three blind mice. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm starting to think we should not have gone this way at all. I also don't want to waste money buying medical herbs just to heal so that I can end up going to places that I'm not supposed to go to. That just ultimately a waste of money. So I think what we're supposed to do is continue to go this way and then go south, if we can even make it that far. The fact that we got those upgrades of enemies tells me that's a place we're supposed to go later when we get the Prince of Canoff or something. Yeah, that stretch of mountain is too thin to not be expected to traverse through it. Just basic design philosophy. Oh god. So we're gonna get poisoned basically for sure, and we're probably gonna die. Yeah. God, and I was so hopeful for this round. Please let us at least get a level up. Gosh darn. Ugh. So you can actually die from poison. Well, yeah, it was like that in Dragon Quest 3, I'm sorry. This isn't Final Fantasy 1. Where you can be brought down to 1 HP, but you can't actually die from poison. Doesn't actually make a lot of ludonarrative sense. But here, it actually makes sense. I'm not catching a break at all. So really levels, when you think about it, gives you more attack and defense. So it sort of supplies the same effect as buying weapons and armor. Stoppable now, let's go. Oh god, never mind. There are a limit to how many enemy sprites, space-wise at least, can be on the screen at once. And wow, this... Things can go from bad to completely awful very quickly in this game, it appears. Whew. We gotta take one more swing at it. I know the Prince of Canok is supposed to appear at an inn or something at once. Oh yeah, I think he is there now that we talked to that guy. I think we had to talk to that guy at the shrine first to make him show up there. Because I know that, from what I remember, searching for the Prince of Canok was like this major thing of like, oh, he's supposed to be here. No, he's supposed to be here. No, he's supposed to be here. And then he shows up in the most unceremonious, convenient place possible. He is not there at the inn. He's supposed to be here at a certain point. But I don't remember where we're supposed to go to make that happen. Cave over here that I'm not sure how we get to. So I guess I'll just keep going. God, fuck these guys. Not worth it. Ugh. I wish running wasn't such a pain in the butt. Running is as bad in Dragon Quest as you could expect any other RPG. Worse even. It truly sucks. Because you get the attempt right away. Enemies won't attack first, but the odds that you'll be able to succeed in running away are not great. Unless you have a preemptive. And trying it multiple times, I think the odds increase, but it's not a guarantee that you'll ever be able to run. So it's half the time it's not even worth it. You're better off just trying to fight whatever you can fight. I guess it's arguably a good mechanic. Because if you get a preemptive, then you can run successfully automatically. And if the best time to run really is then, or when you're at so low HP you know you can't win, so at least that way you have a chance of success. But the thing is, if your HP is that low, that you know you can't even survive a single round, and you fail to run, you're done. Strength plus 9, holy shit. Action speed plus 3, max HP plus 1. Okay, that sucks. That's a bad HP roll, but everything else is pretty nice. That's a lot of points. I'm sure we'll be able to hit things pretty... Oh, a cave. I doubt we'll find anything that... okay. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to work out. have now? 39. .21 damage, holy shit. Basically nothing over in this area can possibly hurt us. I don't think there's anything in that cave that's going to benefit us. I think that's just the next quest area. One thing I've always liked about RPGs is you have the option to be overzealous with your overconfidence because you've got to level up and or new equipment. Sometimes I push it even though I know I could easily just get completely demolished because it's fun. It's fun to feel like you can handle anything only for your plans to just go awry at any given moment. That's how an RPG should be. We're definitely taking you out first. I do not want to get poisoned. One thing I hate is how slow we are. I swear to God, it's ridiculous. Well, we're gonna die. Again. Well, I think I'm going to call it the end of the video. Next time, hopefully we'll get the Prince of Canok.